Hi there, my darling Virgos. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to your reading for the week of February the 9th, 2026. So, my darling Virgos, we're just going to jump right in and start off with an overarching energy using the Psychic Tarot by John Holland. Then we'll move on to my 3-card spread using my tarot cards here and then finish off with Angel Answer cards. All right, my darling Virgos, what messages does Virgo need to know, please, for this week of February the 9th, 2026. We got mental conflict. So you could be going through a bit of, obviously, mental conflict this week, my darling Virgos. Is there something on your mind that, you're not quite sure about, where you're, maybe having some sleepless nights, some anxiety, worry, a very Virgo trait that we overthink, we deeply analyze, we try and work things out, in our own heads. That's the analytical mind of a Virgo, that practical, analytical type of mind. So there may be some, mental stuff going on with you this week, my darling Virgos, but let us consult the tarot and see what messages we've got coming in for you, my darling Virgos. Make sure, I just, it's a bit of, it's giving me 9 of Swords type of energy there, where they've got that anxiety and worry, and is there something that's playing on our minds that isn't making our minds clear. But anyway, let's see what the tarot has for us, my darling Virgos, and I say us because I am a Virgo. Lovers. 5 of Pentacles. 6 of Cups. Yeah, okay. All right, my darling Virgos, what I'm going to do is give you the meaning of each of the cards, and then I'm going to intuitively put the reading together for you. So you start off here with the beautiful Lovers card. Now, this is Gemini energy. So if you have Gemini in your chart, I would encourage you to watch the Gemini reading, or this could just be connected to a Gemini that you know, my darling Virgos. So the Lovers, can be about love for sure, or just a connection or something that you love. It could be that the mental conflict that's around you at the moment is in a relationship that, maybe there's some, troubles between you and someone else. And it doesn't have to be a love relationship, as I said, but it's someone that you're close to is what I feel here, my darling Virgos. It could be, it just could be a friend. It could be a lover, but it could be a friend, a family member, a, colleague, work, boss, neighbor, someone like that, someone that you're close to is what I feel here. And there's you've come to some kind of crossroads with this person. In the traditional tarot, there's a male and a female, and there is a mountain between them. The mountain between them literally means there is some kind of obstacle that needs to be overcome here. I mean, I feel that you'll get through it. I will, because you've got the 6 of Cups here. So I feel that whatever is happening here, that, you can get through it. But I feel that communication will be important for you, my darling Virgos, and being a bit more playful, not being too serious. I am a very serious person, but I can also be playful. And I think that we need to bring a bit of playfulness and, joy and happiness into, bring some light into, maybe a difficult situation. I think that would benefit you, my darling Virgos. Because then you've got the 5 of Pentacles here. So the 5 of Pentacles is, feeling that you're being left out in the cold, my darling Virgos, which is not a nice energy to be in. But 5s have very easy solutions in the tarot. These people could easily just go inside that church and find salvation. But this is a card of, it asks you not to call attention to your weaknesses. Don't wallow in, what's not good about you. Don't let that mental conflict play with your mind saying that you're not good enough, don't let that negative self-talk take over, my darling Virgos. I feel that's important to tell you, because what we think about, we bring about. That's the law of attraction. You want to think good thoughts and, positive thoughts, and I can, I am, I have, all those kind of positive thoughts to get yourself out of this Five of Pentacles energy. Because then you've got the beautiful Six of Cups, my darling Virgos. And this is why I said about being more playful, bringing more joy. Because the Six of Cups is a card of innocence and nostalgia. It's a card of, feeling joy and bringing that childlike joy back into your life, my darling Virgos. And I feel that will help you diffuse that mental conflict this week. If you can just be lighter, come from a place of love and joy and playfulness. Go and play with some kids. Being around kids, I feel, brings joy back into your life. I feel it could, literally, you get out of your own head when you play with kids. They just give you a different perspective on things. And I feel to embody that energy of being more playful, not being too serious, my darling Virgos. I know we can be very serious and, allow, especially our own mind can, we can allow it to run away with us. We can assume things that aren't actually true. We can, make mountains out of molehills. And I'm just feeling so strongly off this card that it's telling us to really be more playful. That's all I'm really getting off that. So look, if I'm going to put it all together, I just feel that there's some kind of mental conflict here. I do feel that. And it could be between you and someone else, someone that you love, my darling Virgos. Don't allow yourself to go down negative thinking. Don't call attention to your weaknesses. Don't allow, your own mind to sabotage a relationship here. Don't overthink. Don't get too much into your head, my darling Virgos. Release that. Be positive. Be more childlike. Be more playful is what I feel to tell you here. Be more childlike and just be grateful. Enjoy someone's company. Enjoy enjoy is what I feel I need to tell you here, my darling Virgos, because I think I feel in this reading you're just overthinking too much, and doing that I feel could sabotage a relationship, and I would hate to see that. So yeah, get out of your own head, my darling Virgos. That's what I feel this week. So if you are enjoying the reading so far, please do give it a thumbs up for me. And as I said, I'm feeling I'm going to shut this channel down. If I don't, I'll probably just reduce the readings to monthly readings or something like that. I'm just not getting the watch time. So I'd love it if you could please like, share, comment, subscribe, watch my videos all the way through, share them with anybody that you feel would, benefit from the message for sure, and help me out. All right, let's get final messages for you, my darling Virgos. Improving health. Yeah. I just feel that this could be improving mental health. So, take that how it resonates, but look after your health, my darling Virgos. Yeah, compromise. In this relationship, you may need to compromise. Sometimes we can't have it all our own way. So I feel that could be an important part of healing this. Yeah, and let go. Let go and let it flow, my darling Virgos. Don't overanalyze. Don't overthink. Just allow things to take their natural course, my darling Virgos. In the near future, they say, there's something better. Yeah, I feel that. I feel there's something better because this relationship will move to a different stage. And that's not a bad thing. I'm saying move to a different, a better, maybe even closer type of stage, my darling Virgos. So yeah, just don't get into your own head, my darlings. And yeah, I feel that if you can just be a bit more playful too with this card and release this mental conflict, the week should turn out well. So thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll be back again soon.